In preparation for the start of Link Click London arc, there has been a bit of new music released. You know me, of course I'm going to pull apart every detail. Break. Initially, what stands out to me is all the visual references to past intros and outros. We got the film reels from Dive Back in Time, the gears from Overthink, and the glass and water from Vortex. In my opinion, the biggest reference is actually their pose throughout the MV. Look familiar? It's the statue from the Tides. If you recall from my previous video, I actually said that the girl was representative of Shang Xiaoshi, but here Lu Guang is in her position. I suggested that the statue was a metaphor for the solution to save Shang Xiaoshi, that because the girl's hand had to be pushed down to unlock the passage, Shang Xiaoshi would have to work together with Lu Guang to change fate. At first glance, the MV seems to suggest the exact opposite of this, but that's not quite true. You see, I actually think Break is set before any of the songs we've heard previously. I mean, the London arc is the prequel to the main story, it makes sense. But there's a lot more to it than that. For one, Break is actually quite the positive song. All the other songs are depressing, having themes of loss, giving up, the end, but Break is the opposite, showing someone motivated, at the start of their journey, ready to save someone. The lyrics are all, we'll make it through this, we're gonna put up a fight, let's rise up and show we will defy. The visuals also support this. In my previous analysis, I put a lot of weight into the line, give me 3 chances to begin again from Overthink. In the MV, we are shown 3 hourglasses and 3 gears. The hourglasses are just a blatant metaphor for reversing time, and assuming the gears come from a clock, we can also say that this plays into the changing time metaphor. Considering we are shown all 3, we can assume this is before he's used any attempts. Thus, this is set long before Lu Guang mentions his last chance in the finale of Season 2. This all leads me to believe Break is about a Lu Guang right after Shang Xiaoshi died for the first time. He's just received his ability to dive through time and thinks he has a perfect solution to save him. That's the reason he's in the girl's position, because he believes that he will single-handedly be able to save Shang Xiaoshi. Or, in other words, he has yet to be crushed by the realization that this is all for nothing and fate is impossible to change like it's implied in the other songs. Main story of the song out of the way, there are still a lot of visual metaphors. First, everything that suggests Shang Xiaoshi is dead. His white outfit, white is associated with the dead in China. Same thing with the wings, they can also be seen as wings of an angel, which again supports the idea of him being not alive. Before the first solo shot of Shang Xiaoshi, we are shown a white staircase moving upwards, clearly a metaphor for ascending to heaven. As for Lu Guang, black is obviously the colour of Western funeral attire, but it also has a lot of negative connotations in China too, being associated with evil and destruction. His wings are also black. If Shang Xiaoshi's white wings are angelic, then the black has to be the opposite, demonic, furthering this implication of corruption. I don't think this is saying Lu Guang is a bad person. Rather, I think it's more about the fact that this man single-handedly screwed up the space-time continuum and has probably done irreparable damage to time as we know it. Another interesting detail is that Lu Guang actually holds a feather from Shang Xiaoshi's wings. A loose feather is often associated with some kind of divine or spiritual protection. Finding a white feather in particular is said to be a message from an angel or a loved one who has passed on, which Shang Xiaoshi fits right into. Finally, the clock in the background of the video is always set to about 6:05. The significance of this? No clue. I tried to go full detective and say it was the time in London and convert it to the time in China, hoping it would be about 12:05 like the Season 2 finale. But it would actually be 1:05. I'm honestly mad this didn't work. Now and forever. Okay, stay with me here, this might sound a little crazy. From the MV and the female singer, you would think this song is about Qiao Ling, but when you look at the lyrics, that doesn't quite work. Overall, the song is someone reminiscing about their memories of someone who has died. They're thinking about the time they spent together and how while they're sad the person died, they wouldn't go back to change anything because their time spent together was happy. When you try to convert this into Link Click's story, it doesn't make any sense for Qiao Ling to be talking about Shang Xiaoshi's death because she has never seen him die. It fits a lot more when you think of it as if Lu Guang wrote it. The summer breeze from the first line places this memory during their London trip, which Qiao Ling wasn't there for. The talk of photographs, eyes, and adventures are references to their abilities, and are also something Qiao Ling should know about in depth. So then, how does Qiao Ling fit into this? Despite the depressing theme, it's a rather positive song, and its idea of not wanting to turn back time to change anything goes against everything we have seen of Lu Guang, from both every song previously as well as canonically in the series. It just doesn't sound like something Lu Guang would ever think when he is so hellbent on saving Shang Xiaoshi. Instead, I think the song is from the perspective of Qiao Ling, about Shang Xiaoshi, but it's not based in her own experiences. It's actually based on the memory she received through Li Tianxi's ability. all of Lu Guang's memories from every timeline. The music video also fits with this idea. The bulk of it is Qiao Ling walking through different scenes from the series. Except most of these scenes are stuff Qiao Ling would have never seen before, as they were all experienced through photos, something Lu Guang experienced through photos. The pink petals can also be symbolic of Li Tianxi, who is the whole reason she has these memories. With this context, I interpret the last verse as a message from Qiao Ling to Lu Guang. From the memories she's experienced, she now has the courage and knowledge of Lu Guang's full power to be able to help him in the future. And by the sounds of things, it's a future that doesn't involve saving Xiang Xiaoshi, but rather moving on without him. I also want to say, how dare they include Shen Bin and his wife and kid being happy in the MV. I went through absolute devastation in season 2 because of what they did to him. I was holding on to hope that they go back in time and save him at the end, but they never did. I will never emotionally recover from this. There are 2 songs yet to be released, so I might be making a follow-up video. Also, I just have nothing to say about Surprise and Click. It seems like simply a fun song to me. Thank you for your time.